Hello, hello, hello. I'm making another video. My name is Cortez Jenkins, and I am the creator of the Jenkins Network. And more specifically, I'm trying to push the narrative on individualism, right? Today's video is going to be on how to be a great minimalist while also being a great opportunist, okay? And before really diving in, let's just go over some scenarios because a lot of people are really not minimalists. To be honest, we're all consumers and we all get caught into consumerism and buying things we don't need and trying to try new fashions. That's typical, especially here in America, right? In a lot of parts of the world. The thing is, you're missing great opportunities because you've tried and spent money on things that really don't matter to you, but it matters to the world, or what you think your perception is to the world, whether that be clothes, whether that be different gadgets. So getting the new Apple headphones for $600. A lot of you guys are broke, but will pay the $600 because the stamp, it's a symbol. You don't want to wear the $30 earphones. You're afraid of what people will think about you, right? But you have nothing in your bank account, right? It's almost like the theory where they say, would you rather have a $5,000 purse and no money in it, or a $50 purse with $5,000 in it, or vice versa, a $5,000 purse with $50 in it, or a $50 purse with $5,000 in it? And it's really a no-brainer. But when you speak to a type of generation that's built in social media, built in walking down the street and seeing signs and symbols, we're in a selling era. Grant Cardone said, "Sell or be sold." That was his book. And it sounds cliche, but it's true. So you're only going to be selling to the world for anything. It doesn't have to be monetary. You could be selling to your partner, selling to your friends that you're a bad person. You could be selling them on the constant reason why you're a bad person. You could be selling them on reasons why you're a good person. Or you're going to be sold by somebody else on the same thing. You're either selling in this world or you're being sold. There's only two different things. That's the world we're in. When you're getting people to fellowship, when you're bringing people to God, you're selling towards them. There's no monetary gain to this, but there's gain. I'm gaining fellowship, gaining a fellow brother, fellow sister. Everything is about projection. We were put on this world to project. That's why we have voices, we have words, we can speak loudly. No animal on earth can do that, can hold control, because we're supposed to bring more arms, fellowship. We don't need any of these materials. We got to stop worshiping materials. End of the day, who are you? Without the materials, who are you in the flesh and blood? What have you done on your timeline that has done anything? So the whole thing about it is, when you're on your timeline and you're thinking, what have I done? All you can say is you've bought things, you've purchased things, you got into different programs, you've done all this different stuff. All you did was try. But what did you do? What did you do? It's not about what you tried, because no one's caring about what you tried. That's not, no one reads that in the history books. They read about what they did, what they accomplished is what got them on the history books. Whatever they tried was just it prolonged the story. Because as long as you keep trying and you get to the objective, then the trying doesn't, there's no penalty towards that. If you keep trying things and you don't accomplish things, if you go 30, 40 years of doing different jobs and you never got one that you built or were able to grow within, then you wasted your time. You've essentially given up. If you haven't completed the goal, why are you trying to manifest or make it feel like you've completed the goal? Why lie to yourself about the goal? Why buy the Gucci purse when you know you barely can afford rent or barely can afford to pay your next car payment, but would rather go online and buy the Gucci purse? Why not be the person with the $50 purse? Be proud of it. Anyone who denies you, anyone who tries to, if anything, most of your peers that have the $5,000 purse are in the same boat. They're broke. So what can they even say about you? What can they say to you to disrupt your peace when you got the $5,000 in the $50 purse? I can buy 10 of these and I'm still up $4,500. You can't buy that. Jay-Z said if you can't buy it twice, you can't buy it. You can't buy it twice in cash. Don't buy it. If the house is 200,000, if you don't have 400,000, don't buy the house. I know it sounds crazy, but you guys are moving in debt. You guys are moving in high interest. You guys are thinking that things are going to get sweeter when they're not. You're not going to get the raise from your job. You're not going to get the automatic $200, $300 bonus that you think you're going to make in 2 or 3 years out of nowhere. You're not going to be successful. You're not going to grow. You guys are going to be the same in 10 years as you are right now. And you're going to be in a worse position because inflation is going to be higher than it is right now. I'm speaking to the majority. You know you're gonna watch this video. If not gonna watch this video, the people who haven't watched this video are just gonna do the same thing over and over and over again. You're programmed to do this. And you're gonna keep doing this for the next 10, 20, 30 years, and then realize when you're 50, 60, you're gonna be homeless. You're gonna have no money or no residuals, no retirement. You were depending too much on other people. Your job was not ensuring you to have the best life after working there. No one told you that. You are the only controller of that. And being a great minimalist, and why I put that in there and why it's important, is because you're not stuck on the day-to-day things. You have a vision, which comes with individualism, knowing yourself. If you know yourself and you know where you're trying to go to, you know that I shouldn't be putting money here. I shouldn't be spending money here. I shouldn't be eating out all the time. I should be making myself a portfolio. I should be making myself a budget plan. I should be budgeting out what I should be doing. I should be being more self-aware, which is what I put into the last video that I put on YouTube. So everything that I'm saying is all counteracting into the same thing, which is individualism, but it's so specific but diverse at the same time that you have to break these down into numerous amounts of videos, hundreds of videos. You know, even the videos that I made right now have to be broken down even more, because to a science, we're trying to get more people in individualism, more people to step up to the plate, more people to think for themselves, and for more people to do more. You know, we need people to do more. As people do more, life becomes a whole lot better, not just for yourself, but for your community. Because as you're doing more and encouraging other people to do more, that creates an effect that now changes the whole ecosystem. You're changing the village. Change the village first. If you're living in a neighborhood, change the neighborhood. If you're out of the neighborhood, change the county, and then go into the city, and then going to other areas, and then vocalizing it. We have a social media. We need to be broadcasting. We can change the narrative, but we all have to do our part. And that's why individualism is a great thing, and everybody needs to have it, and why we need to take this to a higher power, and not just have it as something that, you know, is not even borderline conversation. You don't even talk about individualism with your kids. If you're a parent right now, when have you ever spoken to your kid about individualism? When have you ever asked them who are you? Instead of asking them, are you okay? How are you doing? Ask them, do you know who you are? Do you know what you're trying to become? Not work related. Who are you trying to become? What is your purpose in this life? When you leave this household, what are you trying to achieve? Asking them, are you okay, is such a borderline answer. I can just say I'm okay. When you ask somebody, who are you? Do you know who you are? You can't lie yourself out of this. You only can give me a realistic answer. It could be, I mean, I don't know, I haven't thought about that. Or it could be, yeah, you're able to tell not off just what they're saying, it's the body language. Someone who knows who they are has a confident body language. When you ask them that question, it doesn't take no time for them to respond with positive body language and emotion. Someone who doesn't is going to react a different way. It's all about, it's psychological. I could really break down a whole video of that too. It's not about what they're saying, it's about the breakdown and the body language and the expression from the reaction of just hearing that question in general. Just hearing that question in general, their reaction is going to be how you determine if they do or not. You'll focus on the words, I'm focused on the actions. What they relate to is that you can have a huge house, be covered in debt, and be stuck in the cycle of getting new cars, leasing new cars. But at the end of the day, you're stuck working to build a false reality. You're building a foundation to a false premise because you never wanted any of these things. You just wanted it because it looked cool and it was the thing to do. What are you doing for yourself? Behind closed doors, who are you? What are you trying to achieve? And what is the game plan to achieve that? It's going to take a plan. Everything is a plan. You don't just wing life. Life does not get winged. The people who win actually put a plan together. There's statistics, there's data, there's stuff that aligns with what they're trying to do. You can't see the great opportunities because you're so stuck on what is the new Apple product. Why not just invest in Apple? Why not just buy the stock? You wouldn't put $500 into Apple stock, but you put $500 into their product. All you're doing is making the investors rich, helping them hit their earnings for the quarter. You're not investing in yourself whatsoever. There's nothing that, and getting the new laptop for your business is not investing in yourself. You can do all of this on a Chromebook for $300. You're just spending money. Most people fail at business because they just don't know what a business is. A business is a business. Has nothing to do with the products of how you're collecting data. A business is being able to supply a demand. It didn't say you need a startup $6,000 laptop. It didn't say you need to spend money on the banner and all this stuff. You're doing all these things. You don't even have your first customer. Let it sink in. You don't even know the psychology of the business, how you're going to bring people in, how to test ad, how to put a small amount towards the ad, test it, see if it goes, and then go higher. Why do you think big companies do limited edition? It's to test a product. They're already making a law. They're already going to put this on a loss sheet. They don't need to mass produce this. They just need to produce this to a city, see how they get engagement, and then that could go on for the next campaign. It's a step process. Even the biggest companies, it's because when you minimize your liabilities and maximize your profits, you become richer. It's easier. Why be spending money on all this and losing money when you can maximize your profits with less money? Sounds like a good idea. So being a great a great minimalist is good because you're able to have more self-awareness on what's going on. You're able to look around instead of being the person that's buying the product. Be the tester. Look around and be like, hey, I have the urge to buy this product, but why am I wanting to buy this product? And do I think a lot of other people want to buy this product? And what could be better about the product? And that's just a small example. I'm not giving you the steps. I'm just saying what being a great minimalist and not worrying about buying stuff all the time and worrying about the next thing is going to get you to the next opportunity. And why individualism is important and why it's needed is because you need the self-awareness. You need to be very, very observant to do this. And you can't be observant if you're constantly observing everybody else's products. How are you going to figure out what your next product is if you're worried about everybody else's product? So this video is all in all supposed to get people to understand You have to shut down your buying habits, and you need to start worrying about what are you going to produce? What can you do? Making yourself the best product, making yourself the best version of yourself. And you can't do that unless you have the individualism to be having that independent thought in the first place. Stop going on Instagram, stop scrolling through ads, stop worrying about the next thing to buy, and worry about the next thing that you're going to do. That's the end of the video. Peace.